Wesley, and you're listening to Classic R&B Jams with DJ Music.
Alrighty there, ladies and gentlemen. Your nighttime, right time. DJ Music. Let that finish on out there, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourself comfortable. I do apologize earlier. We were trying to have a live. It didn't work out too well for me. So like I said, I'll go back and I will, dare I say, record this and upload it to YouTube. For all you technical savvy folks out there, here's what the problem I'm having. If someone can answer this for me. I'm getting an error message that says that my encoder is sending the information too fast for YouTube to I forgot what exactly all it said, but what do I need to do? Do I need to turn down something, or what do I need to do for all you technical savvy folks out there? YouTube keeps telling me that I'm getting an error message that my encoder is sending the information too fast for it to either upload or whatever it's doing. So if anyone out there has an answer for me, please feel free to leave it down in the comments. But anyway, folks, I'm about to drop this video back on you that we was talking about. My man that posted this video is Kevin Wesley, and the name of his channel is The Truth Factory. So I would suggest you folks go over there and sit a spell and check out some of his videos. It's pretty good, especially when you see this particular video that I started out using, that his young son was in the room. You know, he's teaching his son the errors and the wares of what not to do when you run into this women. A lot of us don't do that. You know, I can't talk about something that I haven't done. Have I failed in some parts of my life to put everything out there to my children that I could possibly teach them? You know, it's a debatable subject. But when you see stuff like this, you see two young men approximately about the same age, and you see the difference in how one is getting the whole thing about what it is to be in a toxic relationship, and one that is living in a toxic relationship and not recognizing it at all. And not only that, the worst part of it, he's contributing to it. So without further ado, folks, let's get right back into it, okay?
Somebody, if you got someone, don't you love when I come around? What'd he say? Build you up, then I'll take you down. Don't you love when I come around?
All right, so this is a guy named Dre Hughes. I've seen this clip like literally everywhere, right? So I saw more content on this guy, and he's in a very, very toxic situation. And honestly, so is the woman that he's with. And what I always try to tell my young kings and queen, okay, is that you always tend to vibrate yourself to yourself, people on the same frequency.
And he's absolutely right, folks. Since this is the month of petty, I go into a lot of these streams and I hear some of these YouTube cats going on talking about these low vibrational women. You attract what you attract. You put yourself, and I always say this, garbage in, garbage out. If you eating garbage, what do you expect to produce? If you're always around toxic people, maybe it's not them, it's maybe those are the people that you seek out. Me personally, I don't seek out toxic relationships. If I get any hint that there is one, I ride like the wind. No, thank you. I don't put myself in low around, as my man said, low vibrational people, because that just says about me that I'm low vibrational. That's what I attract. Those are the people that I'm most comfortable around. Those people who like to argue. Those people who like to fight. If you're in that circle constantly, you have to ask yourself, why are you there? And put this blame squarely where it belongs, right in your hands. Too many times over there in the manosphere and those other places over there, all you hear about is it's the woman's fault, it's the woman's fault. None of these niggas want to take accountability for their own actions. and myself is included in that. There's been a few times in my life that where I wanted to put the blame squarely on a failed relationship on the woman. But if I look back in perspective, it was all about me. It was all about me. You see what I'm saying? So that's the point. A lot of us are not willing. That's the step a lot of us are not willing to take. Accountability. You want someone else to take accountability, but you don't want to take it.
Okay? So I always say in most situations, you can look at him and just say, I am, right? Because as I look through these videos, I can see that he's contributing to a lot of it. And so I got my young king here. He's only saw this first video. I literally just asked him about it. Like, have you seen that Dre Hughes guy? He's like, I never heard of him. I said, you seen the guy that got hit while he was singing the song? He's like, I seen that video. So he hasn't seen these other ones. So I'm going to let him kind of speak on what he sees too. But I wanted to do this, especially with my young kings, because I want, as fathers, we should teach our children to value themselves, teach our future selves to value themselves so they don't end up in situations like this. Okay.
Thanks.
First of all, you have a person who's hitting you. They have no respect for you because they're putting you in a situation that might cause you to retaliate in such a way that it takes away your freedom. So they have no respect for you to put you in that position as it is.
And he's absolutely right, folks, because you know when the police come to the house now, all the woman got to say is, he hit me, and you gone. And how many, I hate to bring up the Hollywood scene in this, but how many movies have we seen a woman would intentionally do something to herself to get you up out of that house? But you know why she figures she can do that? Because you exhibit those traits of someone that would hit a woman. You see what I'm saying? It makes sense. Was that logical just now?
You understand? And so, yeah, you can get hit upside the head today and move on. But you know how it is, family. Today, someone might cut me off in traffic and I might not say a word. Tomorrow, depending on what my day is like, depending on what I'm going through, I may react totally different. You should have never allowed a people like this to be in your life. If you value yourself and your freedom, okay, your life and your freedom, keep people away from you that attack you like this. Because they're either going to put an end to you or put you in a situation where you put an end to them, potentially ending your freedom. You understand? It's so crazy. So if you value yourself, you never allow yourself to be in a situation like that, number one. So just, you're going to see this lack of value for themselves and how that manifests into this relationship. All right, let's continue.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you saw that just now, if that was a man on top of a woman, we would all be in awe. Look how he hitting that woman. Look how because you can hear the blows. Sound like she in a meat factory punching on a carcass. And this is a big woman. So you're not going to tell me that there's not some power behind those blows. Come on now, watch again.
Okay, your life and your freedom, keep people away from you that attack you like this. Because they're either going to put an end to you or put you in a situation where you put an end to them, potentially ending your freedom. You understand? It's so crazy. So if you value yourself, you never allow yourself to be in a situation like that, number one. So just, you're going to see this lack of value for themselves and how that manifests into this relationship. All right, let's continue.
Look at those blows. Those are haymakers. Now, if we saw this on YouTube or Snapchat or Instagram, and that was a man of that size hitting on a woman of that size, down in the chat room or wherever, someone would be saying, why ain't the police called? Or there would be all kinds of streams from Cynthia G and all kind of other ladies of the YouTube streets that would say that this man should be locked up. This woman should be locked up. But he's contributing to this. And again, like, you can't tell me this is the first time this has happened. And like I said, the worst part about it, they are on a live stream. They are so comfortable with the dereliction of each of them that they don't mind putting it on full display in a live stream.
I think my whole left side numb. Oh shit. Let me shake that bitch up. Oh shit. Yeah, bitch. Oh shit. Oh shit. Let me shake that bitch up.
And you hear what she says? Good bitch.
Damn, you was in bitches, what? But bitch, guess what? You ain't do shit because I'm still here. Hey!
What, bitch?
Hey!
Yeah.
Try to stick. Chill out.
I'm chilling. I'm sitting here. Don't
No, for real.
Don't. No.
Let me play some music.
What? No. Oh, I'll play it for you.
No, for real. I want to play some old school. I'm trying to.
So far, what do you see? What do you see, son?
Well, it seems like this is obviously a reoccurring incident. They ain't acting like it's nothing new.
Do you feel like he's acting in a way that says to her, respect me, don't hit me. Let's respect each other. Doesn't it seem like he's encouraging her? He's like, dang, you was like, blah, blah. You was putting it on me, right? And then goes, but you still ain't hurt me. Further encouraging her that you didn't really hurt me. You didn't really hurt me. You see, and it's crazy because, you know, if you express to her that it hurts you, right, or that it bothers you, you can get positive behavior. But if you say, oh, that ain't hurt what you just did, you hit like nothing. Doesn't that suggest like hit even harder?
It's
like you ain't even
instigating it.
It's instigating it, absolutely.
Yeah, and then he was talking about how he was gonna shake it off, but he was clearly just making a joke out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was him coping, but he was definitely encouraging her to keep hitting.
So you could see how he's contributing to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now it's over the remote, and let's see what happens with this remote now.
No, I'll type it in for you.
No, come on, bro. Please, bro. Just let me see your phone, bro. Please.
No. What you
Just
trying to
unlock
listen
it,
to,
bro.
boo?
Just unlock it for me, bro.
I got this.
Real
Just
shit.
tell me what you want to
Oh
listen
my
to.
God, bro. Why you gotta do that?
Just tell me what you want to listen
Oh
to.
my God, you don't know. I be changing my songs and changing
Okay,
my
I can type
mind.
it up in there for you.
No, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm finna smack you, bro.
Who smack who?
Bro, I'm finna smack you, bro. Bro, let me see your fucking phone, bro. Why the fuck you think I'm playing? Silent Baby said it best. Ain't nobody playing but you.
What do you think was going to happen after that volley of threats just now? And are you that blind, or are you that comfortable, or are you that disrespectful to this woman that you done laid down and had sex with, that you're calling her bro? What woman wants to be called bro? That's a shot in the arm right there. That's an insult to me, with one of those insults that you don't even realize you're doing. Bro, I ain't never called a woman that I dealt with in any way, shape, or form bro. Never. And then adds insult to injury. After she done hit you, you continue to threaten her with violence. The role is now reversed in this situation, folks, where a man will strike out with his fist and a woman will strike out with their voice. These roles have completely reversed in this particular video here. The woman is reaching out with her fist and he is reaching out with his voice, antagonizing her. But if I was to say that about a woman in a certain situation, everyone would say you should be able to say what you want to say without the threat of being hit. And you're right. But there's some people out there will say, well, she hit him because of what he said to her. And that would be okay for them. If he hadn't said that, that would be okay. No. It works on both sides of the street. If it's not okay for a man to hit a woman based on what he said about her, it's not okay for a woman to hit a man based on words coming out of his mouth. You see what I'm saying? How that working for you?
No! Ain't nobody playing but you.
Quit doing. I got neighbor, bitch. Okay, Jerry, you really trying it with these swings, and I'm really gonna fuck you up. Stop playing.
Yeah. Do something.
Granny.
I wanna see you do it in my Medea voice.
We have to talk about what's all wrong with this clip here.
Nah, he clearly basically telling her to do it.
I mean, he's threatening her now.
Yeah.
So you can see they're in a relationship where they're putting each other in a situation, because who can you really expect to sit there and allow you to just threaten them?
But
I'm gonna slap you. So it's like they're constantly creating situations for each other and violating each other. Because if you tell your woman you're gonna slap her, well, she's supposed to just sit there and just and shut up like we back in '52.
Right. Is she supposed to sit there and wait for it to happen? That gonna be all right? Well, when you gonna slap me? Tomorrow? You see what I'm saying? It's one of those two-sided, double-edged swords right here that we'll give the woman a pass, or we'll give the dude a pass based on this. But understand something sometime. That mouth can get you in trouble on both sides of the street. Because just like this little young man is speaking to this woman, there's women that speak just like this to men. Do something. Remember Baby Boy? I know it's fucked up to see. But listen, right after Jody smacked her around, after she done ran that mouth and Jody smacked her around, what did Jody do? Carried her to the bedroom, had sex with her, got her car keys, and got the fuck on. And this is probably the nature of this same relationship right here. But you know what I noticed about Baby Boy? The woman gave Jody a pass for striking her. If she hadn't been running her mouth, you know why? Because Tyrese is one of them good-looking brothers. See what I'm saying? Like a good-looking brother won't smack you the fuck around.
You see what I'm saying? Like, no one wants to be talked to that way. Both parties should leave that situation. If he threatens to smack you, you need to leave that situation, because you cannot compete with the man in that arena. And he is creating an opportunity, or putting you up against the wall to where you would have to compete with him in that arena, saying he would smack you. So what does he expect you to do when you smack him? When he smacks you? Sit there and take it? No, you're going to likely try to fight a man back, because you're not going to let somebody hit you, right? So your fight or flight mode is going to come out. If you don't run, you're probably going to start swinging. And he set you up for that by hitting you. Nobody want to be hit.
But in the end, you can tell. Like I said, this is not a first time thing.
Absolutely.
Whereas he's threatening her verbally, and I guess flinching at her. She's not moving. She moves barely, and
absolutely
he jumps back, flinches. You could tell she really is going to hit him for that.
Right.
Whereas he seems like he's all talk, but he still shouldn't talk to her like
he shouldn't do it, because that eventually may lead there. Mm-hmm. You should never be in relationships where you threaten each other with violence like that. That's not cool.
And even when instigated, you shouldn't put yourself in a position to be with probably people that would do like that when they're instigated in the first place.
Absolutely.
People that have that in them.
Absolutely.
Do it in my Medea voice.
Bitch, you better sit your little black bug eye ass down.
Do something. Like we always tell, like, women, do not create that environment for a man. Quit challenging him in an environment that you know you can't compete in. Quit telling him to do something. Why would you do that? That is unreal. It's like she has no respect for you, because if you were to do something, what's going to happen to you? And she incites you to this. Do something. You weak. Your mama ain't, you ain't. Like, just think about this. And this is now what he's doing to her, a person who will swing on him.
And she knows that there's no way for him to win that situation.
Right.
All he can do is leave, but...
Now, see, like my man, he was just like that. See, he kept it clean. So I'm going to go ahead and clean and go back and unclean what he just said. Because how many relationships, fellas and ladies, you've been in, but somebody, you'll hear a woman say to them, that nigga ain't shit, pussy ass nigga. I hear it on them YouTube streets all the time on these panels. Somebody named JL got his ass ate up. You better not run into the verbal assassin or bomb cherry on the wrong day. Because these women will let you have it just like that. Now, do they treat them men like that? I don't know. But I know on YouTube streets, If you get out of line with these two women, according to what I've heard out of my own voice, and you can ask angry man about this, that they will hand you your ass in a meat grinder, chew you up and spit you out, or should I say shit you out. That's norm for some people. And I just use these ladies that I just mentioned as an example because you can go back and verify this for yourself. These ladies, when some of these dudes come on this panel, creating an environment, telling a woman do something or calling her out her name, what do you expect the outcome to be? How do you think she's going to respond to you? What, with reverence and respect? Oh, you right, daddy? No. These women on these YouTube streets gonna meet fire with fire, just like this woman right here. Not only is she gonna meet fire with fire, she gonna up the ante. And she already told him, keep talking like that, you skinny black ass bitch. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna fuck you up. Come on now. What do you think eventually is gonna happen in this relationship? We're gonna read about them in the newspaper. Or he gonna become a card-carrying member of what about them baby mamas over there in the manosphere? Bitch done me wrong. In the manosphere. MGTOW. Men going their own way. Not realizing going your own way to where? To what? And to who? You gotta get off the road sometime for gas. Men going their own way. I thought we've always been doing that. I thought that's what they call a lot of men explorers. Oh, red pill. That's another thing they changed. An epiphany. The fuck?
She is his baby's mother. He can't leave. If he were to swing back or to swing on her, then he would lose everything and she would gain. And if he doesn't, then she can just keep being on him. So there's really nothing he can do besides leave, and that's hard.
Because she knows he's going to be there for the child, even though it's a toxic situation.
But he as well is also being an issue.
Both having low value. I am. They're vibrating each other.
Good, bitch. Let me see your phone.
Nah, bitch, you better sit down somewhere before you see yourself getting fucked up some more, bitch. Bitch, you better.
Bitch, you played. I'm diamond choke. It was over.
You better sit your ass down before you see yourself getting fucked up some more. And he breaks out in this song.
That's what you need to listen to. That's
Play that. Play that. Oh, you go text niggas in my face?
I'm not texting no niggas.
You texting niggas in my face? Bitch, I heard that notification.
Bitch, what?
I heard that text go through. You go text a nigga in my face? Bitch, let me see your phone, bro.
No, Dre.
Bitch, let me see your phone, bro. I'm finna break that bitch. She ain't texting no niggas.
Shit.
Tonight.
If you're with someone that you can't trust, that phone can't even be. You shouldn't be with them. If they've shown you a lack of discipline and showed you a pattern where you can't trust them, if you have to be that type of person to be with that person, likely leave that person. I mean, right? You can't even.
And honestly, with the toxicity that he is showing, I don't actually think I believe that she has done anything. I think maybe in the past or something she has said she might be doing something, but the way that he was reacting, I don't think she ever actually has. It seemed more like
it's a power
just
move,
kind of maybe it was mental, maybe it was something in his past.
His insecurity, maybe.
I think it was insecurity.
Come on, bro. I'm finna break that bitch. She ain't texting no niggas.
Shit.
Tonight. Or at all. Let me see your phone, bro.
Back up.
Bro. Let me listen to my music.
You
want me to
just
calm down? Let me see the phone so I can just vibe.
No, boo. What do my phone got to
bro,
do
let
with
me just,
you calming
cause
down?
Exactly. And people have said it a lot. You want me to calm down? Just give me what I'm asking for.
Right. Let me pause that. Ain't that the truth? How many times have you heard that? You want me to calm down? Take me to the stove. What? I tell you what. If you're mad, scratch your ass and get glad, because that's all I can tell you. That's the answer you're gonna get from me. because you mad, I'm going to stop what I'm doing or give you what you want to calm you down, to appease you. A lot of motherfuckers fall into that trap. I better stop and get my girl some of this, or when I get home, she gonna be mad. Huh? You not doing something, somebody is gonna generate some kind of anarchy in your home. Who's at fault? You. Because you allow that kind of that shit to happen. You allow that kind of toxicity to brew every day. Lipton tea brew of toxicity in your own damn house every day. I bet a lot of you folks, men out there that have women like this, dread going home after work. How I know? I've been in this situation. I'm not talking about something that I'm just seeing on the internet, folks. I've seen this. I've been in it. I've lived this kind of life right here. But I was in a toxic relationship that every time we saw each other, or every time we was 15, 20 minutes into being around each other, there was some accusations or this or that. And the longer I stayed in this relationship, the more toxic it became. The more freedom she thought she had to say anything, because she knew I was not one of those kind of men that no matter what came out of your mouth, lady, until you put your hands on me, I'm going to defend myself. Now, I'm going to do that. But I'm not just going to beat on you for some words. I'll remember them, but I'm not going to hit you for it. Like I said, I know you can't win the fight against me. And the police come, who you think they're taking to jail? There's some folks that know me personally that can tell you there was a point in my life that, wow, why you there? What you doing?
Him calming down, a reward for you to give them what they want. Like, that's how you know you're in a toxic situation right there, because they can always control their behavior. Are you doing what you're doing without agency? Why are you telling them to do something before you will calm down? You know what you're doing. You understand? It's like, I don't need to say anymore. You guys get it. Here we go.
Just because they got the remote on that bitch.
Okay, you just tell
they
me
got the remote on that bitch, and your remote.
You want to listen to Jacqueline,
your remote. Your remote. I broke that bitch.
So that was he broke her remote. So now he's damaging her things. Okay. You see what just happened?
You know,
he walks up to her and snatches her bonnet off, right? So he walks up to her and snatches her bonnet off, right? Okay.
Shit to me, and that shit is irritating. I don't do shit to you. I don't do shit to you, my Andre. I'm sick of y'all fucking hate you. I'm putting on hate you. I was never dead by you. I'm like, y'all niggas do that shit to me.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I swear to God, I hate you. I wish I never went with you.
Happy Thanksgiving for all the shit I do. All the shit I do for you. Ungrateful bitch.
No, you were.
When you look in the comments, it's just people laughing, saying Happy Thanksgiving. You see, because in their mind, they're like, well, you hit him. So he snatched your bonnet off. Okay, so he walked right up to her. She wasn't hitting him. He snatched her bonnet off. She's embarrassed. And look at what's happening. All because he snatched her bonnet off. When a relationship is toxic, it's always going to go from 0 to 100 real quick, and their reaction will likely not parallel what you did to him. He pulled her bonnet off. Watch what happens, family.
All the shit I do for you.
He's also not showing any remorse. She tells him what it feels like. She's literally crying, and he goes, Happy Thanksgiving. All this further incites a person to hurt.
Rage. That's what it further incites her to, rage. And you hear it in her voice. Every person has a breaking point. And her breaking point was when you snatched that bonnet off of her and exposed her unkeptness. Because out in the public, she got her shit together probably. That's probably why she got the bonnet on. But before she leaves the house, she clean herself up. But understand this. That's the thing I don't understand about you young folks. Just because you're not walking around doesn't mean you won't be exposed to what kind of person you really are, because y'all stay on the internet. Y'all stay on these live streams. Even with all that you saw, all that screaming and anarchy that went on, this phone did not disconnect from the internet. And some of us can't even do a simple broadcast stream, but that phone was being beated around, booted around, screamed around, and it did not disconnect. Or did he make an attempt to disconnect it? No, he straightened it back up and he continued filming their ain't shitness, their toxicity. And like my man said down in the chat room, nobody said, hey, y'all need to put a chill to this. Y'all need to get off live. They just continued to watch the car wreck. What do you think going to happen eventually with this couple right here, folks? The police going to come to that spot. Only yet worse about this, Dre and your young lady friend, y'all about to bring a child into the world. And what you are now is who you are 6 months from now. If y'all in a relationship in 6 months from now, it's going to be the same or even worse. Because now she has more leverage over you. There's a living being that may resemble you or that you know is yours.
You just watch. Now, a lot of times women, because they're not as strong as us, they hurt us with their words or either rumors behind our back. We are prone to violence because that is our strength. Okay, men commit acts of violence where women commit like lies and propaganda.
No truer statement right there, folks. No truer statement. If I've never heard or ever agreed with anything else what anyone will ever say or have said on these YouTube streets, that is it right there. I 100% agree with that. That's who we are by men as nature. We're hardwired to respond with physical violence if need be necessary, especially when we feel, number one, our ego or our manhood threatened, or our life. But a woman, how she responds is with her mouth. And I've said this before on several streams. The worst thing that woman can do to me is say something to me that's so vile that I remember it 6, 7 months, 6, 7 years later. Just slap me in the ass, kick me. Do something, because I can get over that pain. Slap me square in my mouth, rearrange some teeth or something. I can get over that. I can go get me some lumineers or some shit like that. But when something's mentally implanted to you that there's somebody on the earth that think this about you, you can't get away from that. It'll wake you up sometime. Because I've had some women to say some vile shit to me just out of anger and come back a couple of days later and say, I didn't mean that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Same thing with me. I'm not going to say something to you that I don't mean, whether it's going to be in anger or not. I can't go back later. You can't put the tube back in the toothpaste once you said it. You can apologize for it, but I'll be damned.
So watch what she does with her words. She can hit him, but that never hurts him, right? Watch this.
For you, I'm grateful.
This is what happens when you put a person who's not as strong as you in a position to fight you. They are going to win. Just watch this.
Bitch.
People don't go to jail for what they say, but you're going to go to jail for what you do. So she can say whatever she wants to you, and you have to remain calm. Because if you act out on what she said, you're going to jail. So when you push her, beware of what she might say to
That's
you
right.
or about you behind your
jail.
back. Okay?
Ungrateful bitch. You an ungrateful bitch.
And I'm sorry. This further speaks to you not valuing yourself, because if you did, you wouldn't put her in that situation to where she's attacking you with her lies and propaganda. Even if it's wrong, you created the chaos that did it. Even though you just snatched her bonnet out. Don't start stuff. Stop being toxic.
True facts.
And when someone tells you they're hurt, express your sympathy, because when you show no remorse, people have the tendency to get even worse.
Tragic.
I'm back at it. I'm sorry. Just so much.
No. You're absolutely right. He's absolutely right at this, folks. There's nothing that I can say against what this brother's talking about, because he's absolutely right. And again, the only thing that I can add to it is my commentary, and it happens on both sides of the street. There's some feminine men out there that they attack with their mouth, and they get beat up for it. And there's some women out there that attack with their mouth. They say some things that's so vile that the only way the man knows how to respond to that attack is physical violence, because that's what he's hardwired to do. So sometimes, ladies, what I'm saying is, when you're in that situation where you know that you can push a button on someone, think about it. Because understand, once the words come out of your mouth, you can't tell him how to respond to it. I'm not advocating on violence or by no stretch of the imagination. I want you ladies to understand that right now. But what I'm saying is, discretion be the better part of valor. Don't always feel the need to, I gotta win. Because sometimes just simply walking away is the win.
You disrespectful as fuck. You gonna snatch my bite off on live, knowing that these people are talking about me, and you think it's cool and you think it's funny.
It's alright, I'm finna go.
It's okay. I'm blocking you. Don't come to my daughter's birth. Don't ask when I'm gonna give birth. Don't come up there. I'm not telling you what hospital I'm going to either. You're not gonna be a part of it. I'm bringing her in the world by myself.
Now, a lot of you men gonna say, I've dated a woman who would say stuff like that to me.
I can guarantee it. And I'm one of them. I can guarantee it. I'm one of them. And if you write about yourself, like I said, like I started this off with saying, my man gonna say some things that's either you know someone that's done it, seen someone that done it, or you and yourself have done it. So whoever that woman that I was talking about in this particular situation, or who he's talking about in this situation, because it's obvious he said, you know, yeah, it's been done to me. Because you know, one thing for sure is, folks, every man wants to be, I won't say every man, but the majority of men that I know want to be fathers. And it's a proud moment for them, especially when it's your first. And to hear somebody say that when this child is born, I'm not calling you, you can't come around, you can't be a part of this baby's life, and to be quite honest with you, you are literally powerless to do anything. Because like my man here is going to discuss a little bit later on, once you ejaculate into that woman in conception, you can't tell her what to do anymore with that child that she's carrying, unless you lock her up in a room somewhere. But then again, that's not a guarantee either, is it? She can easily do physical harm to herself, whether you take everything out of the room or not. You're not the keeper of that castle. And I hate to go political for a minute, so I don't understand this big hoo-yah that we having with the Supreme Court right now. Because if a woman wants to have an abortion, she's going to have one. If a woman does not want to have a child, she's going to figure out a way not to have that child. And we as the men, we have no agency in that at all. We can't control that. Well, you got to wait. And then we got to go to the court systems to get our just due as parents. Or the court system comes after you. In some cases, forces you to be a parent, whether it be monetarily or whatever. But it all begins from this toxic relationship. You see the correlation?
Because that's to get leverage. This baby is now leverage. They know you want to be a father, and they're going to use your desire to be a father to hold you hostage or manipulate you in any way possible. You ain't going to see your baby. I'll make sure you can't even see it being born, because they know these things are valuable to you. So they're going to take these things from you, not realizing the only person they're hurting, well, they're not just hurting you. They are hurting their child. And it's funny that they don't see that. It's like, because of what you did to me, I'm going to hurt my child.
And there's a difference, but it's also equal in the sense that whereas a man could threaten a woman with violence and they can't really do anything about it, if the woman is holding a child, the men can't really do anything about it. it's not possible for the men to hold that baby themselves and give labor. They can't do it.
Right.
So it's whatever she wants to do, and whatever she ends up doing is just what's gonna happen.
Once conception happens, meaning once you penetrate with her, you no longer have a choice over that birth of that child. You can be forcing the child into parenthood. She cannot. You could poke a hole in a condom. You could do whatever and get her pregnant. She can still do what she needs to do whenever you go away. You literally have to chain her to the sink. It's going to have to be Black Hawk down in order for you to force her into parenthood. But in order for her to force you into parenthood, you just have to be undisciplined, unprotecting yourself, not protecting yourself. You understand?
Say the
She
fuck.
gonna know she got a daddy.
No, she ain't gonna know shit.
She gonna know she got a daddy.
I tell David to hear her daddy or something.
Oh my.
Now, I do believe, folks, this would have been the moment, if there was no cameras on, that he would have used his male strength. He would have hit her. Because that's one of the most devastating blows that any man could hear coming from a woman. No, there's absolutely no way in the world after that statement could you trust her. There's absolutely no way after that statement should you take for granted that that child is yours. Go see the doctor. Get your DNA test. They're not very expensive these days, and it don't take long to find out. But after that statement, those are the things that some of us don't do. I'm going to tell this child that her daddy is somebody else, even though I know who the daddy is. Think about this. Everything that you put on the internet stays there. So when the child gets old enough, maybe 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, go back and look at the annals of my mama being on the internet, my daddy being on the internet, Instagram account or whatever. Because think about this, these are young folks, so when this baby will be born here within the next couple months or so, they'll still be what? In their 30s? They'll still be thriving on the internet. They'll still be on the internet. And so will their children. So the children are going to go back and look at this video. Mama, did you say that to my daddy? Did you literally tell him that you was going to tell me that my daddy is somebody else? Now the child can't trust you. Now the child got to go check for herself or himself. Is this person that I've been calling daddy my real daddy? But we don't blame the woman for creating that. From that one sentence right there. But my man, you put her in that situation. Be careful what you ask for, because you might get it.
I'll tell her someone else is her daddy. You said that? It doesn't stop here.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Did y'all hear what this? Oh my God. I swear to God.
And since you want to be funny, snatch my body off, and I fucked him while I was pregnant with her too, bitch.
So since you want to be funny and snatch my bonnet off, I went back in time and slept with him. Since you want to be funny and snatch my bonnet off, I did something a while. You already did that. It's not logical to think that you can now say you did that because they just did something.
And
you did that before that. Like,
the issue is you can't even really tell if she did it or not, but she would say, and she clearly would say anything in this position, whether she really means it or not, and is.
Oh, this is a smart young man. You know what? This is a young man that I guarantee you, when he does decide to marry a woman, she'll be well vetted. Because it's clearly something that she has done before. And it doesn't bother her to say it again. This ain't the first time this happened. And like the father was saying, you can't go back in time and snatch something from something fucked up that you did because of what someone else did to you just now and make it justifiable. You can't do that. Oh, I fucked your friend 2 years ago, but I'm going to tell you about it today because you snatched the bonnet off my head. And meanwhile, while I'm telling you that I fucked your friend, I fucked your friend while I was pregnant with your child. Like I said, folks, if the camera was off, you can best believe he was going to retaliate. And probably after the camera went off, he did. I would venture to say that these two are not together anymore. If they are, after sitting down watching this, you got to be out your damn mind. What man would say this to a woman and expect that woman to have respect for him? Or vice versa. What woman would say this to a man and expect him to have respect for her? There's no right between either one of you. But some people would come here choosing sides. And both these two young black kids are dead fucking wrong.
Don't be taken.
And in the moment, does it matter? Right, because you're going to
doesn't
believe
matter.
her. So a person who would do this to you is constantly putting you in situations to retaliate in ways that can get you locked up if you responded in your ego. Now, I'm so glad that he is not violent and acting completely his inferior self, but he has settled for his inferior self to allow himself to be in a toxic situation like this, because on a bad day, y'all, this looks like murder.
Facts. If this was one of those so-called masculine mercenaries, we'd be reading about her at 6 o'clock in the 6 o'clock news. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Telling y'all, it's a fact. Y'all see this.
It's a different story. Honestly, it's the difference, man. You could say he could walk out, leave, but she's not just holding things hostage. She's holding his child hostage.
I'm telling you,
a whole different thing.
People like to think we don't care about that. We be loving that child before it's even born. It's crazy. Like, you could think about a man finding out a child isn't his. You think the child is losing out, but that man has been getting validation from watching his children perform. I got 3 beautiful children, right, who shine in every area. They add to my confidence every day just by seeing their abilities. It makes me believe in myself by seeing what they're capable of. I look at them all the time and be like, wow, look what I created. Look what came from me. Yeah, they keep me believing in myself. If I were to ever find that they weren't mine, I'd be like, so then how'd they get smart? So they're not smart because of me. They're not this because of me. So they didn't get this ability from me. Like, we're constantly looking at our children for validation too.
And how many times do you say that, folks? How many times, Ben, do you say that if you see your child playing basketball, or you see your child just doing something out of the ordinary, and what do you say? You get that from his daddy. It's an amazement. It really is, because it's a reflection of who you are. But again, I can't talk about this subject without talking about myself. I have 5 amazing boys. Have I been just there to see everything? No. But when I do look at them, and I look at when the access that I have to them, they're grown men. But the access that I have them, whether through Facebook or through phone calls or whatever, I am amazed at the things that they do. But do my sons know that I'm always looking at them? No, they don't. That's validation for me. That's my validation, and that no matter what part of their life that they say I was or was not a part of, their greatness comes from me. Their greatness started with me. Or at least half of it. To me, that's the greatest prize for any man. Whether you're an active part of that person's life or not, that's still your greatest achievement. And a lot of people try to diminish that. And I always say this. I grew up in a family of 10 brothers and sisters. And knowing my dad is what some people would be equivalent to saying that my daddy wasn't around all the time. Because I didn't really know, I didn't have a relationship with him. Yeah, because he used to come home on the weekends, but he was in the Army. So when he retired, It was almost time for me to move out of the house. So I had a good 3-4 year run with him. Well, probably 5 year run with him as getting to know the man as a daddy, a figure that was there 24/7. But that don't mean I went out because my daddy was gone. I went out and robbed, stole, and blamed it on the ills of society because my daddy wasn't there. But the imprint on the times that he was around me, that was enough for me to know that this is what I'm emulating. And the same thing you see here with this father and son. This is what I guarantee you. This son has a YouTube channel. I bet he does. I bet this son is out there pointing out the ills of boys his age. I bet he is. I bet he is.
To take that from somebody is unreal, y'all. So I slept with somebody else too. So somebody else could be the father. Well, I'm going to tell them someone else is you would take that from me. We could never do that to y'all. But to even play with somebody's mind like that, it could cause them to retaliate in a way that can put you in harm. So she doesn't value herself to put herself in a position for someone to retaliate against her violently. Okay. And he doesn't value himself to allow himself to be in a situation where he's treated like that. So it's like yin and yang. We're always vibrating each other to it. So while we're constantly blaming them, you have to ask yourself, who putting me here? Right?
That day you sat here and I went to go get Kim, that's what I was doing. I was over there getting fucked, bitch. How about that one? And I don't give a fuck.
Now she shows no remorse. See, yin and yang. He hurt her, right? He embarrassed her by snatching her bonnet off. She embarrassed him by revealing something to him, right? And now he showed no remorse. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, happy Thanksgiving? Well, let me bring something to the table, right? It's Tyler Perry. How did I get married all over again? You got to avoid those tables, right? With all that food on them tables, it's about to be something, right? Because then she says, I don't give up. She ain't showing no remorse either. I am. That's what, in times like this, you have to say, in the midst of chaos, it is there that I find myself. I put me here.
That's funny?
Yeah, it's real funny.
Bitch, I cry real tears, bitch. I got real feelings,
You're
bitch.
crying.
I don't give a fuck about your feelings.
For real?
Fuck about
Did you say, I don't give about your feelings? Like, this is what I'm saying. Someone that would hear that would retaliate against it. Like, you don't, and they would snap because you're burying them. You keep piling it on.
It's like at that point they have no more power to talk anymore.
Absolutely.
You taking the power. To
You see them hurting, like,
talk away by saying you don't care.
and that's what they call like pushing a person to wrath. Like, you see what I'm saying? Don't invoke a person to wrath by pushing them. And if you're with someone who does this to you, they don't respect you, son. They don't.
There was absolutely nothing I needed to add to that last bit. That's why I let it run for like it did, folks. Come on. Y'all know I've said it already. Y'all know what would have happened if the camera was off. He'd have put hands on that chick. You did what? Oh, you okay. Bop bop. Y'all know that would have happened. Come on. Come on. But then again, maybe not. Maybe he one of them guys that allows continues to want to put himself in a situation that where his mouth puts him in a situation that someone has to retaliate with bigger and greater nastiness. Because nigga, I know you ain't gonna hit me. Because if you do, I'm gonna hit you back. And y'all done seen I can beat his ass already. And then we'll scream, what man hits a pregnant woman? See what I'm saying? Double-edged sword here. Instead of these two getting completely out of this relationship and not putting this on anyone's table to have conversation about, they're broadcasting it live for the world to comment on.
And if you allow yourself to stay in a situation like that, you don't respect yourself. You don't, because that same person who's trying to incite you to hit them, who's to say they wouldn't just lie on you and say you did, man? You can't keep people in your life who put you in harm's way. They have no value for you. You understand? It's like, as kings, we have to value ourselves and value our future selves. And I don't just mean your children, because he didn't value his future self even by knocking her up, because his future self will be raised by her. And that's scary. But you don't value your future self, which is the you and tomorrow. Like, you should have enough discipline that you protect the future self that exists in tomorrow you. Because why you want to deal with all this crap and put yourself against all this stuff?
From my job.
And so the fuck what? You didn't make me buy anything.
So who bought it?
Quayandre, the reason why I got you fired is because you wasn't helping me move my.
You got me fired from my job.
And so the fuck what? You didn't make me buy anything.
So who bought it?
Quayandre, the reason why I got you fired is because you wasn't helping me move my kids and you broke my phone.
I was.
Let that sink in what you just heard. The reason why I got you fired because you wouldn't help me with my kids and you broke my phone. So now he ain't got no job, so he can't replace what he broke. But what kind of employee, what kind of job did he have that where someone could bring their personal business in a job situation and get fired for it? What? Did you make him late for work? Did you make him not go to work? Or did you fight him and the police came and locked him up and he lost his job because he couldn't get back to work? What happened in that situation? To where you stand up in front of him and said, so fucking what? The reason why you lost your job is because of something I did, or because of something that you wouldn't do. What gives her the right to demand that?
She got him fired from his job. He broke her phone. Do you guys see how toxic this stuff is? I am. That's all they can say. He's losing jobs because of her, and he's breaking her phones.
All of these reasons, all these things they're doing to each other individually are reasons that they shouldn't be together. Like, even if just one of these things happen one time, that's it.
That should be enough.
That's enough. So the fact that all of this is building up together, it just, at this point, it's like you got to ask yourself, do you want to be in a toxic relationship? Like, is this what you want to do?
Or do you value yourself? That's the main question. Is like, do I value myself? Because if I value myself, whether I love this person or not, what's the right thing to do if I value myself? Is to remove yourself. If you truly value yourself, right? And if you value yourself, you would not allow people to treat you this way.
Was. Because you got me.
She a word on my phone. She is thotty on the high. You ain't bitch. You ain't got a cry. Who you calling for the cash? I'm singing the song. Oh, okay. I was so funny. Get on your weirdo.
Somebody help him.
You're wrong, babe.
I play games. I play my cards.
Oh, darling. Leaving my gonna keep on moving my body all over somebody else. You're weak, darling.
That to me was like the irony of the video was like people can be in these toxic situations, but they pretend like everything is in harmony. You see how he's trying to stay on beat with the song while he's being attacked, while he's in the midst of a stressful situation. He still want to dance to the beat. And that's what a lot of us do. We've been together for this long. We've been through thick and thin together. Let's just keep dancing to the beat. And you don't understand, the reason y'all been through thick and thin together is because y'all keep putting up with each other's bull crap. If you valued yourself, you wouldn't have been together that long. You keep trying to dance to the beat. Keep trying to stay on beat. It's more important that you correct your behavior, family. And if you cannot do that, or you're unwilling to do that, you should leave each other alone, or you should have enough respect and value for yourself to step away.
And he's absolutely right there, folks. I moved it a little farther than I should have. Let me see exactly where I'm at here. But he's absolutely right about what he just said. If all this was going on in this relationship, day after day, week after week, you have to ask yourself, why haven't you removed yourself out of it? Why do you continue to let this dominate you? If you dance to the music, ladies and gentlemen, sooner or later, you're going to have to pay the piper. Sooner or later, this is going to come to a head. All this toxic, all this hitting and backbiting and shooting lugs at each other. And the whole time he's trying to, with this big ass shit-eating grin on his face, while she's steadily molesting him, scraping his face, trying to put identifiable mad marks on him.
Off that she a what on my phone? She is dirty on a high. You ain't bitch. You ain't gotta cry. Who you calling for the cash? I'm singing the song. Oh, okay. I thought you so funny. Get on your ass. Cause you weirdo.
Somebody help him.
You're wrong, babe. I play the games. I play my cards. Oh, darling. My gonna keep on moving my body all over somebody else. You're weak, darling.
That to me was like the irony of the video was like people can be in these toxic situations, but they pretend like everything is in harmony. You see how he's trying to stay on beat with the song while he's being attacked, while he's in the midst of a stressful situation. He still wants to dance to the beat. And that's what a lot of us do. We've been together for this long. We've been through thick and thin together. Let's just keep dancing to the beat. And you don't understand, the reason y'all been through thick and thin together is because y'all keep putting up with each other's bull crap. If you valued yourself, you wouldn't have been together that long. You keep trying to dance to the beat. Keep trying to stay on beat. It's more important that you correct your behavior, family. And if you cannot do that, or you're unwilling to do that, you should leave each other alone, or you should have enough respect and value for yourself to step away.
Rather than just having value for yourself to step away, they're both doing things. So if you're in a situation like this, you have to have value for yourself, for you to want to be worth more than this.
Absolutely.
For you to stop creating situations for yourself like this. Because you, of course, draw whatever you put out.
That's true.
They're, in a way, like, they kind of meant for each other on how they do it.
In this vibration, they are, and you always get what you vibrate, and that's why you always have to say, "Why is this person in my life? Why did I vibrate this person to me? What am I doing?" Because if he changes his ways, she'll either no longer be in his life, or she'll have to change hers too, and likely she just won't be in his life. Because when you change, those people around you can't stay. I keep telling y'all.
I was trying to think of earlier, who was I talking to one day in one of the streams when they were talking about low vibrational women, and it was Bullets Gotti. So Bullets Gotti, if you'd ever listen to this, you see what I was trying to explain to you. It's not the woman's vibration, it's what you attract. There is absolutely no way, if there's a woman out there with, as we call, as you want to say, high vibrations, these two would ever meet. There's no way in the world ain't shitness and being great can live in the same body. One has to win. Good has to take over evil. They cannot reside in the same vessel. Because chances are ain't shitness will win out every time. Because ain't shitness got a bag of excuses over its back that they ready to pull out each and every time. And it's a never-ending bag of excuses. And that's what these two probably have. They've had an excuse every time to why they should still continue to be together. And if you're looking at this video, you see how this kid is getting tossed around, dragged, armor. Look at this particular picture on this freeze frame here. Look where her hand is. But the good thing about this, if he wanted to take this to the police department and press charges against her, she would go to jail, because it's obvious that he's not the one being physical. She is. But the male testosterone in us says, no, I don't want to put my baby mama in jail. But you're willing to put this on a live. If somebody was to see this right now, they would have every right to call the police and say, I'm witnessing an assault in progress. And here's the footage.
When y'all say, I want to be someone better, I say, are you willing to die for it? Because when you become someone better, you won't exist anymore. Do you realize that? So many things in you will have to go, meaning die. Are you willing to die, to be your future self? Because when you die, No one's there with you. No one's around with you. You lose all your friends and family. You lose the entire world. You have to lose how you see the whole world when you die. You will be so different that you change your whole being. Your habits and everything will change. Well, I want to be a millionaire. With your habits, you'll never be. So by the time you become that millionaire, you won't be you. Do you understand? It's like climbing a mountain. By the time you get to the top of that mountain, you're not you anymore. You like say, I want to say you want to gain 20 pounds of muscle. So you go to the gym, right? You work out for 3 or 4 years straight, putting that work in. Well, by the time you got there, you were no longer the you that wanted to be that, right? Just look in the mirror.
Transcend or evolve. That's what you have to do in order to get out of this toxic relationship, right or wrong.
Right.
Because if you do, it's an issue.
Right.
It should have just been, I'm not going to do this to you, you're not going to do this to me.
Because I value myself. Right.
But the value got distorted.
Well, see, if you value yourself, you'll never do things that's below your character. You see what I'm saying? So it wouldn't have to be about that. It's not that I don't want to get caught. It's more like I just refuse to stoop to that low vibration and do such a thing. You see what I'm saying? That when you value yourself, you just don't do that to people. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy.
I don't want to do the thing that I dislike for people to do.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be the person I dislike.
So that should create a standard inside of you to where you don't do that to somebody else, right? If you pinch someone, you don't feel the pain, but they do. But if they tell you it hurt, you should stop pinching them, right? Because when you get pinched and you see, oh, it hurt. Like Peter Griffin, the dude on Peter Griffin, he went to jail for stabbing people, right? And Joe went to jail, right? The cop, Joe ended up going to jail. And he had put this dude in jail who always stabbed people. And so he wanted to stab Joe. So he told Joe, I'm going to come back in this cell at a certain time. And if you're still in here, I'm going to stab you. So he went back at that time. And by that time, Joe had gotten released. And the guy's in there with nobody in there but him and this knife. So he takes and stabs himself in the stomach just a little bit, a slight little stab. And he goes, oh, ouch, that does hurt. This is what I've been doing to people? He had a rude awakening right there. He experienced the pain and then he said, I deserve to be here.
I belong. And that's what those folks over there in the red pill sector being a little bit petty. That's what they call, folks, that's what they call it red pill, but I call that having an epiphany. This is what I've been doing to folks. I deserve to be here. And it's the same thing. If these two young people in this video, Dre, if you had an epiphany, you haven't yet. If you had it, you would know that this toxic relationship is no good for either one of you. And if you really gave a damn about this woman or the child that's inside of her that you created, you would leave it. A lot of people say, well, I stay in a relationship for the sake of a child. Well, trust me, folks, that don't work. Which is better? To stay in a relationship and watch you and your chick go at it every day from the eyes of a child seeing this going on every day, or to leave the house and know that there's a calm of peace around when you're not there or when you two are not together. Wouldn't that be better for the child? Wouldn't it better to fight for the right to be a father on the outside instead of trying to fight for the right to be a father in front of your child? Physical fights. Children are sponges. So I would suggest at some point in time, allegedly, I'll use that word because that's the word for the YouTube streets, allegedly, I guarantee you that these two grew up in a relationship that was quite toxic as well. That this woman's mother spoke to her father the same way that she's speaking to him, and vice versa. This man, father, spoke to his mother the same way that he speaks to his woman. Allegedly. I don't know because I don't see past. I can't see past this video, but I would venture to say I'm probably right.
He realized when he did it to himself that he deserved. See, sometimes when you pinch people, you don't feel their pain. You feel their arm. So you have to have empathy to believe them when they say what you doing hurt. And sometimes what people will do is if you don't show remorse, they'll show you it hurts by pinching you back.
And it's not going to be the same thing.
It's not, because they going to stab you. It's going to be way worse than what you did.
They gonna
Right.
ruin your
That
arm.
pain is going to escalate.
Because they're
You
doing
damn
it in
skippy.
anger. You did it for no reason. Think about how much harder they'll pinch you while they're in pain, and paying you
anger.
back. Come on, y'all.
That's
You
right.
get stronger when somebody done did something to you first. Think about
That's
somebody
right.
just walking up to you and hitting you for no reason. How much harder you going to hit them than they hit you?
Shh.
Exactly. This last little clip. Here we go.
So far away. Why you don't? Why you don't love me, bitch? You what I was.
What would have happened if it was me?
That right there, just what would have happened if it was me. This goes to show that people, everybody won't handle this the same way. And this is for her to put herself in any situation like this. Luckily, he hasn't shown us real violence, but here's what this other guy said he would have done. Now listen, he also wouldn't value himself because he's putting himself in prison now. That's not wise either.
I mean, that's the difference though. If in this situation the roles are reversed and the genders are reversed, that dude would have been in prison a long time ago.
Absolutely, it's true.
And she's comfortable to do that on the internet because, I mean, it's a double standard.
And here's what she's doing though. She's violating the social agreement between men and women. Men are not to hit women because we're stronger. And so we know that we're supposed to stay in that lane of not hitting women. So when a woman violates the social contract between you by putting you in a position to hit her, it's showing her lack of respect for you. And she wouldn't do this with a man that she think would hit her back. So
That's the moral of this story. Some women will test you to the outer limits. And as you can see, sometimes the test from that other young man that on that last clip is deadly. Because you violated a social contract. You women expect us as men not to hit you. But then you're willing to use your weapon against us and expect us to keep ours in the holster. When I say weapon, I mean you say something so vile that a man, his natural reaction is to, you know what I'm saying. Discretion be the better part of valor. Especially when you know somebody and you know what puts them in a fit of rage. But like this young woman said, I don't give a fuck. You put your hands on me, I'm gonna beat your ass. And chances are, she knows that no matter what he says, she says to him or about him, he is not gonna hit her. But that other dude, I'm not putting up with this shit. You put your hands on me like that, pop, pop, put a cap in. No value to his life, no value to hers. Or the children that she has, or the unborn child that's in her stomach.
she's doing this to you because she knows she's putting you in a situation where you won't hit back and she can have leverage over you. So for her to do that to you, it only shows that she has no respect for you. If you're with a woman like this, you have to understand you're supposed to be her protector, right? How can you protect her if she's fighting you? How can you protect a combative person? She doesn't see you as a protector. She's fighting you. How can she trust you to protect her? This is not a healthy situation at all. She's putting you in harm's way, her own protector, by challenging you in that way. She's putting your freedom, dangling it in front of you, because if you ever were to lose your mind and hit her in the slightest, she's going to act like you broke all her bones in her body. I promise you. Because a lot of times what they're doing is they're looking for a reason to make you feel guilty and to stand with them. A lot of times, say if a woman do something bad to you, she'll say, hit me. Because if you hit them, they'll go, oh, you hit me. And they'll guilt you into staying with them longer. And this happened when they were a kid. Like they got whooping. So after the whooping, mama was nice to them again. And so they start to say, they'll get grounded and say, well, I just rather have a whooping. Because when I get a whooping, likely you can kiss on me again because you feel bad for whooping me, right? And the man will do, I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry. And they'll love bomb them. And they tricked you. They manipulated you into attacking them. They manipulated you into pushing them or cussing them out or saying this hurtful thing to them. And then when you said it, they go, I can't believe you said that. But they really did a million things just to get something out of you and then gaslighted you with it. And dudes will do this to women too. You see what I'm saying? And it's constant, y'all. And that's why I say it's I am. When you see this happening, you have to say, if I stay in this situation, I am not showing value for myself. Thus, I am allowing it. And what you allow will continue. 99% of what happens to you is because you allow it. There are those times when people are going to, like, I can't control that you said that to me. But if I stay there, I'm allowing it again. Do you see how that works? Like, sometimes you can't control it. But most of it, you actually can, right? I remember one time, it was one of y'all that every time y'all got on the bus, somebody would hit y'all. And y'all told me, like, it's been happening for a while. And I said, you can do something about it. Because one of y'all said, come, when you get on the bus and talk to the bus driver. I said, no, you're going to do it. They're hitting you every day. I want you to know you can take care of yourself. Have you told them to stop? Have you told the bus driver? No. Well, when you get tired of it, you will. And the very next morning, one of y'all went and told the bus driver, the child got dealt with, and it never happened again. But it was my whole point of showing y'all that you have the ability to change your environment yourself. I don't want you to constantly look for no savior. Some things you can do. What you allow will continue. So don't allow it. Value yourself and say, I'm not going to demand respect. I'll just walk away from you if you don't give it. It's really simple. You just won't be in my life. Really simple. Anyway, we won't keep y'all anymore, family. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, son.
Of course, yeah. Always.
I never want to see you in a situation like that. So I just wanted to show you that, hear your thoughts. I now know, man, we prepared. I worry about you being in a situation like that, but
if there's any lesson to be learned about this, the most important thing was that, folks, that was a father teaching his son on a live stream about the world. But we have people out here that said black men ain't shit. They'll take the ain't shitness of us and put it on full display. Yes, Cynthia G, you do it. And on full display. And you got all these cats over there chasing these freaking avatars, dropping coins. I wonder if my man got any cash apps. I wonder if anybody went over and supported his channel. I wonder if you go into the comments, what kind of comments would he get? I guarantee you, if you scroll through enough of them, you'll find some nasty grams in there, because instead of paying attention to the lesson, they try to figure out a way to how he was wrong about everything he said. But there's nothing about this video that my man posted, Mr. Wesley posted, that was wrong. He had all the elements of what you folks, what you ladies on YouTube says that we don't do. You say we don't take care of our black children. You say we don't educate our young black men. You say we don't teach our young black men about the world, of how to deal with women. We tell it, you say we teach with, I tell our black men that if a woman disrespects you, beat hell out of her. Because you will hear some YouTube gurus, as they call themselves, that says just that. I wish this woman would disrespect me. I'll smack the teeth out of her mouth and dare her to cry. Come on. With that, folks, I'm going to go get on up out of here myself. Again, I do appreciate if anyone can tell me exactly what I have to do when it comes to a live stream. YouTube is saying that I'm sending too much information at one time. Do I need to change down my baud rate, or what do I need to do? Again, I would really appreciate any answers I could possibly get from you folks. And, thank y'all so very much. Another Chop Shop rant is out of the way, folks. Just keeping it real. That's all I'm doing. Keeping it real.